Hi, everyone, and happy Thursday. Hope everybody is safe and well. I'm Eric Hale, head of sales enablement here at Creatio. Today we're going to be talking about some of the latest and greatest technologies for the financial industry in 2021. I'm joined by my esteemed colleague today, Sebastian Forget from Solutions Metrics. Good morning, Sebastian.
Hi, Eric. How are you? Good.
Well, doing well. You look great.
Thank you.
It's been a while. So we've got a pretty packed agenda today. A lot of great information. I'm going to turn it over to Sebastian in just a moment to introduce himself and Solutions Metrics. We're going to be talking about some of the service industry outlooks for 2021, technologies that are going to be important to financial institutions, not only in 2021, but going forward from that as well. Sebastian will be sharing a great case study with one of our joint customers within the financial sector. And I'll also give a little review on the Creatio low-code platform. And we want to keep this interactive, so we'll have a Q&A session at the end, but it's always available within our chat. Feel free to pose your questions there. So with that being said, Sebastian, I'll turn it over to you for your introduction.
Perfect. Thank you, Eric. So I'm proud partner first of Creatio. So I'm founder of Solution Metrics, a company that specializes in CRM. That's what we've been doing for the last 15 years. And super excited. I'm coming from, originally I studied as an engineer, but graduated right after and went into the business side. I'm really passionate about how Solution Metrics and platform like Creatio can help the business to achieve their goals. So that's where the name comes from, Solution Metrics. We're all about solutions. So there's a lot of things going on the market right now, and especially on the technology side. So we'll be pleased to present today, but that's our first passion at heart is to contribute to achieve business results. Thank you, Eric.
Excellent, yeah.
And so a little about Solution Metrics. So we've been around for 20 years. So just before CRM was actually named CRM, I'm working in sales and marketing department with some software and embark on the CRM journey about 15 years ago. We have a little more than 50 employees now. So we're still called boutique firm. But rapidly growing and on a triple-digit growth this year, so that's great. We've done over 200 implementations, so we're experienced enough to know what not to do, and I think we're matured a lot as well in our process in terms of change management and everything related to the CRM implementation. We're privileged to work with fantastic companies that are in the Fortune 500, and we're really about strategy. We see CRM, and we'll speak about that today, but CRM is not only a platform that you install and it works. It's strategic as an acquisition for a company. So the implementation goes beyond just the installation. There's process re-engineering we need to do, optimization, change management. We're doing the full digital transformation. So we'll speak a bit about those during the webinar.
Awesome. Thanks, Seb. And if I'm just trying to advance, there we go. I'll give myself a little introduction. So as I had mentioned, Eric Hale, Global Head of Sales Enablement here at Creatio. My role is to really ensure that our sales, marketing, and operations teams are aligned in our go-to-market strategy. I've been in and around technology sales for 20 plus years. I won't go into how many more plus, but yeah, over 20 years with a deep focus in the financial sector and banking industries. And just a little bit about Creatio. We are a global organization headquartered here in Boston, Massachusetts, where I sit, but we have 5 offices all around the globe to help the thousands of customers that have chosen Creatio as their platform of choice. We have 650 global employees, and more importantly, we have a robust partner network consisting of over 700 system integrators and consultants, such as Seb and his organization, that help us extend our reach into 110 countries. We've also been highly recognized by leading industry analysts at Gartner and Forrester, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the presentation. So let's get into the meat of the presentation here, the financial outlooks for the industry in 2021. And when we, take a look at, what the trends are going to be for 2021 and beyond, we also have to take a look at, the top challenges in those hurdles that are going to be on that path to transformation. So we know that, within the financial services industry, there are a lot of extenuating factors that are going to affect, how you go to market, how you operate. Things from, all the way from eliminating data breaches. We know how expensive that can be. We all read the news. So we have to protect our client data and ensure that, we're not getting that out into the wrong hands. So we also understand that, part of that is also keeping up with all of the, the internal regulations that you have to follow. One thing that changes year over year are more and more regulations, whether that's know your customer, anti-money laundering, GDPR. We know that you have to keep abreast of all of those regulations and keep up to speed so we don't have any violations there either. So beyond those external pressures, we also understand that in the financial sector, we're starting to have to compete on more and more different levels. It's not just our traditional competitors anymore. We have pressures from online institutions or e-focused, digitized financial institutions coming in and taking away some of that market share. So how do we keep those customers with our organizations? Well, we know that we can only sell on rates or sell on products for so long. But really what is going to keep customers with your organization is exceeding their expectations. We're spoiled as consumers now, right? We expect a certain level of service, and that continues into the way that we manage our money as well. So staying ahead of consumer expectations is going to help you surpass your competition as well. And finally, to bring all of that together, we need to keep up on the latest technologies, which we're here to talk about today. We need to ensure that we're implementing technologies that are going to help us today, but also take us into the future. So let's take a quick poll. We'll poll the audience here. So between last year and what you see coming into the future, what challenges have you currently experienced? And we'll give a moment for the audience to respond. Seb, what do you think? I'm looking at these, and I could probably check off every button here, but
yeah, exactly.
I won't influence the audience in any way.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, I think we should have added one more, and all of the above.
Exactly.
Excellent, excellent. So as we're tallying these, it's going to be interesting to see how we fare. All right, here we go. So, wow, 42% innovation and digital transformation. I guess that covers a lot of different grounds, so I'm not surprised to see that. Following up with competition in the industry. Yeah, I think that, as I mentioned, we're facing competition from everywhere now. How long before big tech firms get into financials? They already are in a sense, but how long before we're banking with Amazon? I don't know.
Exactly.
All right. So let me get back to the presentation here. Here we go. It's a miracle of technology, folks. All right, and I'll turn it over to Seb to talk about some of the trends for 2021, which will lead him into his discussion about technology. So Seb, over to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Eric. So important trends that are going on right now. So 2 years ago, when we did the webinar, they were futuristic or innovation. Those trends are today's. So it's It's not something that will be. It's in 2021, and it's already started. So the first we're seeing is hyper personalization. So that's one of the. We have a use case toward the end of the webinar. I'll show you what this looks like. Hyper personalization is going at the point where we are so relevant that you get a response. It's coming out of the mentality I'm sending emails and there will be 10% of people or 30% of people opening the email and then 5% of click. Here you're getting into a very, very high response rate. It's exactly like if someone actually manually sent an email or a phone call or a chat, or so we'll see on social media as well. So trend number 2 is a whole lot of bank loyalty. So and that actually, there was one of the second major on the poll we just did after the innovation and digital transformation was the loyalty and the competition. For sure, it's the trend. So that's really big, and it's related to trend number 1 as well, because if you want to keep your customer, there's different things you need to do in terms of loyalty that will also show. So the third trend is digital transformation. For sure. And digital transformation is 2 sides. So you have a front end where you want to be able to do customer-centric approach and an omni-channel experience for your customer, as well as the back end, because it needs to follow. If your reps or people or customer service agents needs to go into 7 different systems in order to provide a response, that's digital transformation. So there's 2 sides of that digital transformation. And that's a very important trend. We're in many projects right now where that's exactly what we're doing. Trend number 4, collaboration with fintech. So those guys are innovators. They don't have all the maturity that the banks have, but they do have very interested technology and very interesting. So there's a lot of partnership that's going on right now between the fintech and the chartered bank. So that's also a trend. And the last one, but not the least, is focused on customer experience. So you want to retain your customer and lower the churn. That's definitely the one of the most important trend. It's been on the top 5 trend for a long time, but since competition is really, really difficult and it's really high, the user experience is definitely one of the most important trend that's it out there. So now, if you're looking at numbers, because numbers don't lie. So first, when you do have a digital mature practice and process, and there's the technology working for you, you're 23% more profitable. So that's the stat from MIT, from a big study that if you're interested, we can talk about more details after. But it's so, and we're seeing it. Why? Because before, some digital transformation project and digital project came from IT, saying we need this system, we need this system. After it came from sales, because we need system, and then it came from customer service because they needed those systems to better serve their customer. And now we're seeing CFO behind it, who always been the person who was to spend the money and write the check was the more conscious, let's say, to adopt those types of project. Now the CFO wants it. And he said we need to be more profitable because they understand. They always been understanding, but they actually see it in their numbers, the impact of not being quote unquote mature. So and almost every company, so 89%, so the majority, already have a kind of a digital first business strategy. So they realize it, and it's, I think the pandemic, and we've talked about that on the previous webinar, but the pandemic advanced us of 2 or 3 years in terms of maturity with digital. So the 89% is exactly in line with that path where companies and businesses have started their digital transformation. So third stat, 70% of company will invest into AI type or intelligent system. That's something I'll be showing as well a little later on training on machine learning your data to be able to predict a couple things. Especially I'm going to speak about case management and how to give excellent customer service with AI. But that's definitely a trend as well. And 93% is almost unanimously that technology is the way to go to improve and reach your goal. So it's anonymous out there. Now, it could be scary because there's lots of technology. So we're speaking today about different technologies. So that will be in the next few slides, but it needs to be part of an overall strategy. So as you start your digital transformation, you need to prioritize on what the right technology so you can achieve as fast as possible the 23% profitability. Also, I love this chart. So a couple of things. So I don't want to go into too much details because there's a lot of information in this, but the funding in digital innovation has grew a lot during the COVID and 2021. So a lot of businesses has sharpened their knives. So vaccination is on the way. We're going to get out of COVID. So, and if you look at the second and third stat, which is the cash they have on hand and the ability to do capex investment, that's humongous. It's almost twice that it was a year ago. The federal bank predicted a 6% increase in GDP in 2021, and there's a lot of cash on the market. So this will be a fantastic year for technology and digital transformation. So I'm super excited to be part of it with Creatio and all my friends and collaborators over there. And we're seeing it. So I'm saying since we came back from the holidays that economically the pandemic is over. We're seeing lots of investment. So from a small scale, right? We're not Gartner that ask thousands of customers, but we feel it. We feel it that there's a lot of people willing to do the investment. So when we're saying competition, so I think like where you're coming out of a crisis, the bigger guys will come bigger. Smaller guys who are still conscious about their money and try to not invest, we'll see what's going to happen with those guys in 2021. If I go to the 5 technology that will dominate in 2021, and I can say we're already 6-7 weeks in 2021, and that's what we've been seeing. So the first one is the chatbot. So a lot of, especially in the financial industry, there's a lot of companies that want to be able to serve their customer in a multi-channel way. The chatbot, which is through the chatbot, it is omni-channel, by the way. Chatbot is always could be referred as going on my website and where I do have a chat. It's not it. The chatbot is Facebook Messenger. It's on your other social media platform. It's your app chat. It's on your website. It's really multi-channel. Even by SMS, you can chat but through SMS. So, but a couple of things why it's super important. First, for sure, it's cost saving. Second, it's user friendly when it's done in the right way, where people can engage at the time they want, get the answer really quickly about. Even if chatbot cannot fix right now, let's say 100% of all the use cases that the chatbot are asked about, it gives that first level of service where you get an immediate response, immediate next steps, knowledge base, articles to read, make sure you have these supported by the business. Third is provide financial advices. So that's something we're starting to see where, and it's an example. So anyways, I was chatting with my bank, and because I'm also testing all those technologies. So texting with my bank, and there's a recommendation that came from for our RSP, our retirement fund here. So anyways, and I knew it came from a chatbot. So there, even the customer, the chatbot is connected to the customer profile, so they are able to provide some advices and some recommendation. And we've said it's 24/7 support. So when you want it, when you need it, you could be supported. So that's a great technology. The second one, so AI. Everyone's speaking about AI. Was on a podcast yesterday, and the guy was saying that if you're not on AI, you're already too late. So it's there. It's today. I'm gonna, like I said, demonstrate how you can use machine learning in your CRM. But what this does is first, like we said, it's the chatbot assistance that we previously talked about. But AI is this consultant that you have for your staff. When it's well trained, it will suggest things for your people. So it could be the financial advisor, it could be the customer care people, customer service, it could be in many different ways. But in the financial services, what we see AI as for, so let's, I'm not speaking about the leads and the marketing, so the acquisition of the new customer, but for internal business, it's that consultant that reads a lot of things in a day, like millions of records, so is able to provide your staff with some advices. So that's very important. So the efficiency that it provides, it's fantastic. The did I skip? I think I skipped. No, sorry. So the AI in numbers. So $447 billion is expected to be invested by 2023. So that's not small. It's and again, if you're interested, I know we can discuss about how it's going to be spent. Basically, and the main thing is on the AI side, they want the big AI guys like IBM and Google, and they want to provide their customer in a simplified way to do machine learning. So that's an investment, and as well, Creatio have done that for in your CRM you can do machine learning. So in your local platform. So we'll see that later. So 78% of the digital banking penetration. So it's almost there. So it's right now at 75.8. It will go to 78, and I probably even farther than that. So it will go, everything will go, or a lot of things will go digital. And like we said, the pandemic accelerated that trend to people to engage in a digital way with their bank. And sorry, I think, and I missed the last one. Sorry. So 90%. Sorry about that. So 90% of I tried to go back, and it's.
You want me to help out?
Yes. If you can bring me to the slide with the three numbers. So, and also there's it said that 90% of the businesses in general, not only in the financial sector, will actually invest in AI. So it's anonymous on there. So if you go on number 3, perfect. So number 3, so technology, we're in the technology that will be most used in 2021, blockchain. So we're always relating blockchain with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. It's not. So blockchain is a way to authenticate transaction with the public ledger. So this will go beyond the cryptocurrency like the Bitcoins and the other. So the financial institutions are implementing this right now. First, it provides instant settlement. So, and at bigger scales, there's billions of dollars that are in between transactions that won't be. So it's a question of seconds. So you don't wire money and it comes 24 hours later or 4 hours later. It's instantaneous. So there's no more of that type of thinking. Decapitalization optimization as well. People first. I don't want to go into too much detail about the cryptocurrency, but you're always having your money on hand. It's never in transit. It's never, so you have your money, and the way you can invest your money and the way you can take your money and spend it is different and instantaneous as well. So there's no more receivable type of with the cryptocurrency. So it improved capitalization information. So the contractual performance as well. So we're going to see in the future, this one is more cryptocurrency related, but on the contractual performance, it will be there that will be exchanging money through cryptocurrency. That is coming out of just the Bitcoin, by the way. We see federal banks that could start issuing some digital money, and the bank will have a different role in that. But actually, it will go in a way where the transactions are instantaneous and smart contract where you can actually play with different debenture in contract. Increased financial solution in terms of crisis. So as well related to the cryptocurrency, this one is the concept of, there's a new concept with cryptocurrency, which is IOU. So you actually, you're not actually having a debt or a kind of a loan. With the cryptocurrency, you can have IOU. So between ourselves, we're exchanging money, knowing that you owe me $5. So I don't need the bank to give me a loan. So in terms of crisis, the relationship between, let's say, supplier and clients will be way more efficient. And we said error handling and improved transparency. Again, in cryptocurrency, the currency exists and all the transaction of that money, right, of that coin or that dollar, follow with it. So I can know where this dollar was 6 years ago. So on terms of security, it's very, very secure. Trend number 4, open banking. So I love this one. I'm surprised it was not on the 2020. It's going to be on 2021. We need, every banks will be opening their security in different secure way, but their portfolio of customer and folio of clients and their investment and their portfolio as well to other applications. So that's so there's one that's fun called Hard Bacon. If you want to see, that's an example of an open banking. So I can have my multiple banks, all my funds that I'm having left and right, and be in an open banking mode, to where I can transfer between banks, transfer. So it's a trend that is coming, and it will be big by 2026. So it started in 2018, the open banking, and it's only gonna go. It's a, I don't know if I can. I'll make a verb out of it. It's a Uberization of the banking system, the front end banking system. So that's what's coming as well. If we're looking on the trend number 5, is the low code technology. So and Eric will speak about low code and why it's very important. In a world where we need to adopt really rapidly, because as you can see, the 4 previous technologies were things where we need to react. You cannot go in an IT project that will take a year and a half to implement. By the time you're finished implementing in a year and a half, it could have changed. Because yes, the blockchain technology will be changing and adapting as we go, and same for the chatbot and the AI and others. So the low code technology, what it is, it says low code, I like to say no code, is the ability for organization in a very short way and with a tool set. So imagine this person having all their tools that are easy to use to build something. That's what low code is. It allows the IT and non-IT people to actually create, adapt, customize their technology for the needs that is current. So they don't need to go to a project. The whole software development lifecycle is kind of bypassed, majority of it. So you don't want everyone to go and change your system. So there's a way to release into production. But what I'm saying is, you give the ability of your business people to drive what they want for their needs in their system, supported by IT in that, but it's not an IT project of configuration. So you can build apps really, really rapidly. You can modernize existing app and do refresh and adapt. The personalization and the hyper personalization as well. So we're seeing that as a trend is limitless. And there's what we say white label local for custom solution. So this one is for your specific needs. You are able to create the technology that your people need. So let's go on a poll.
Yeah, takes us to our second poll here. What technology would you like to adopt in 2021? So Seb, that was an amazing outline of 5 very hot technologies for 2021, and I think that ties us back to the challenges that we mentioned right at the beginning, right? How do we keep up with those regulatory pressures, stay ahead of our competitors from a customer experience perspective, and that's just a good demonstration of how technology can help you overcome those challenges and roadblocks. So we'll give a minute here for the audience to choose which technology they're most interested in 2021. Again, I would say all of the above, but that's just me. All right. Let's see if we can get the results here. Bear with me. Here we go. All right. So right down the middle, chatbots and artificial intelligence. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see that. I think we see more and more of that in our everyday applications. To your point, Seb, and open banking. Yeah, I'm with you on that as well. I'm surprised we didn't see more of it in 2020, but good to see that we're moving forward with that in 2021. So great results here. Not too unexpected.
That's great. Absolutely. I'm seeing the same thing as you. Blockchain is a little low compared to what I expected, but because right now the regulation around blockchain, and especially who's doing the mining to certify the block is not tied, let's say, that much. So that's probably why the investment is a little low. But the technology, the concept is fantastic. So no doubt about it.
Yep, absolutely. I guess we could say that for low code as well. I think that that's the one thing the pandemic exposed, where there was a lot of broken processes and things that needed to be changed rapidly. So I think within the next few years we'll see that percentage change as well. All right. Let me see if I could get back to the presentation here. There we go. All right, and we're going to move on to our case study with Saskatchewan Blue Cross. So I think you're going to share your screen at this point so we can see it in action. It's better to see it than talk about it, right?
Absolutely. So you can see my screen, Eric?
Got it, yeah.
Perfect. So I don't want this to be a very detailed demo. That's not the goal. So this is just a look of what a 360-degree profile of a customer, what it looks like. So, and you're probably all aware or seen or have a CRM right now or in the market to change platform, but it looked like this where you get the information of all the transaction, etc. So you're able to actually say this is a 100% customer. So the goal of what I want to show is not necessarily I don't want it to be too technical, but I want to demonstrate the power behind a local platform. So and Creatio is a local platform for CRM. So what's the difference between a traditional CRM and a local platform for CRM? I'll show you. You have the ability and all the tool sets in order for your user to have a very excellent, and your customer for sure, an incredible customer experience. So Creatio, as one of their premise, is for their customer to be able to deliver extraordinary customer experience. So an example will be here that, again, I don't want to be too technical, in your local platform. So for people that will do the customer relationship management, the machine learning is built in. So an example is that we used for our customer, the Saskatchewan Blue Cross, is the ability to, and other customer as well, is the case priority. So if there's your customer has an issue, goes either on chat or on your apps or on your website and raise an issue, raise a case. So you want the AI to be able to learn what this case is, and as well, so first on the chatbot side and on the self-serve side, be able to recommend some articles or knowledge base in order for the customer to be able to self-serve. As well, you want to make sure if it's an important customer or someone that, you know, we need to serve red carpet platinum way, you want your AI to tell it. You don't want your someone that takes the incoming case, look at 5 different places. AI is for that. I've said it previously. It's like this very intelligent consultant that you have in your system that does recommendation for you. This is an example where you will prioritize your case. I don't want to go into too technical, but you define your parameters in order to do the machine learning. So for example, the firm that are with some of our customer, there's the high net worth customer segment that is very important. So part of the criteria will be that. So my high net worth customer, I want them to be served very rapidly and very red carpet service. So there's some action that will be created by the AI because it recognizes this customer, and other than just a field, right? It takes many parameters, and be able to propose action to your agent as well. So I'm gonna put that case or that ticket on the top of the list, and we'll even send a communication to the customer, look and say, okay, this agent is available, let's say it's at night at 11 p.m. The bank is not open, or the office is not open. What it will do is book a meeting tomorrow morning, and it's the next available agent that already served that customer and knows it. Plus, we'll send a confirmation to the customer, would they like to book this, and be able to interact. So there's a lot of power to have machine learning in your local platform. So this is different than a traditional CRM, where this is an example of what local means. So I don't need to code. I need to be trained. I need to know how the system works, but I don't need to code in order to create machine learning plans for my CRM. So we're going to have AI recommendation. So, and what this does is, this is an example. So there's many different ways we can decline this. There's star systems, there's number, but actually what this does, it will predict some score. Another example is here for the lead scores. This one is more common in the market. So you will have how likely this lead is to be converted or to be qualified. And sometimes what I like when we do machine learning is it always, almost 100% of the time, gives us dimensions that we didn't think about. So there's a lot of blind spots we have. Because if I ask you, what's your best customer? You're going to say, oh, it's this and that and this and that. But actually, when you do AI, there's other dimensions or that are put forward that you say, oh, I didn't thought about that. But you know, it's right, because that's the great thing about AI as well. So when we talk, and I don't want this to be too technical, so I'm sorry, I'm showing you something that could be seen scary. It's not. Just to show that we don't need to code. But when we talk about hyper-personalization, that will be an example where, based on the various action and engagement point you have with your customer, the communication you're going to have, the omni-channel experience, will be hyper personalized. So you have the tool because it's low code and it doesn't have to be an IT project of 18 months. This is, you can beta test this for a week, tweak it, then put it in production. So those are weekly projects that you always do some amelioration on and improve on. But this is an example where you're going to have the communication that's so pertinent for the customer because this is the exact use case is looking for. Supported by AI, but you articulate your tactics and your engagement plan into a platform that can be very, very customized. So when we talk about hyper-personalization and being relevant, that will be an example in there. So it's 20 minutes. I don't have time to show another. We're a little behind, but those are our example of what we can do. And what the low code is the ability to create those types of initiatives. And okay, I'm passionate about the product, so I can go for hours. But you don't have to be a coder. You need to be trained. I need to, if I want to do machine learning, I need to know what's the dimension and what's the training plan. But and this one is a little more technical than machine learning, but the hyper-personalization actually at our customer is marketing managing that. It's not IT. So as marketing wants to try A/B testing, do those types of initiatives, they do it. Now, if they have a question, they call IT, say, hey, I'm not too sure what this does, but they have the ability to test it. That's the beauty of low code.
Excellent.
Thank you, Eric.
Great example, and a great use case with our customer, Saskatchewan Blue Cross. So excellent. All right, let's see if I can get back into the presentation, and yeah, I'll talk very quickly about the Creatio low-code platform. We just saw it in action, so thank you, Sebastian, for that. And really, our vision and our goal at Creatio is to allow anybody, literally anyone, to create any business idea in minutes. And as you saw within Sebastian's demonstration, we can do just that without having to have any special development or coding skills. As long as we have an understanding of the business and understand what we're trying to accomplish, we can do that pretty easily with our low-code platform. And that is really what is at the center of the Creatio, what I would call our superpowers, is our low-code platform. It is the crown jewel of our platform. It's really where you don't have to be a developer, you don't need coding skills to create custom processes, applications, modify existing applications and user interfaces, so that way you can change and adapt at the speed of business. We also have our business process management engine that's going to connect all of your people, your processes, your data, your applications across your entire organization through a streamlined business process. We saw a great example of that in Seb's scary looking graph there, but that's what is connecting. It is that connective tissue between all of those items. And then finally, we've utilized those tools to build best-in-class applications for sales, service, and marketing. So our relationship management platform has been built utilizing our low-code tools and business process management engine. And when I say that it's best-in-class, it has been recognized not only by myself and Sebastian talking about it, but leading analysts as well, including being named to 5 Gartner Magic Quadrants, including being named as leaders in Salesforce automation and lead management. And very similarly, we've been recognized to 7 Forrester waves, where we've been named a strong performer in each of the various waves that are pertaining to CRM as well as process automation. And here's just an example of what we're doing for financial institutions. If we take a look down the left-hand side of this slide, we're covering all of the different processes that are associated with financial institutions. Everything from your relationship management, as I had mentioned, sales, service, and marketing, to your front office applications like customer onboarding and lending and wealth management applications. And what we're doing is we're tying that back to the middle office applications. So things like underwriting, compliance management, all of that is brought into a single view, which you can see here in blue in the middle of the slide. These are all what we're bringing in, could be from disparate sources, into a single view for our customers. And then on the right side, we see how we connect all of that together, utilizing business process management, automation, artificial intelligence, and having the ability to have all of that data, analyze that data to make better decisions for ourselves and for our customers. And just a quick snapshot of our financial service products. We start with our bank customer journey, which helps you enable those front office processes. So being able to engage directly with customers. Bank sales helps manage end-to-end sales processes, everything from lead gen all the way to revenue recognition, and we can accommodate any process of any complexity. We can automate lending practices, and within Sebastian's presentation, how do we automate marketing as well? So these are our 4 key components for financial institutions. And again, at the bottom of that is our low-code platform that's going to help you, configure and modify all of those applications very easily as your business needs change. And Sebastian talked about this a little bit. What are the benefits of a low-code CRM versus an out-of-the-box CRM? So we take a look at it in 5 key areas: app delivery, solution scope, maintenance, integration, and lifecycle management. When we have a proprietary language that our CRMs are written in, it's going to take a lot of manual coding. It's going to take a long time to deliver applications out into the market. We don't have the ability to create solutions the way that we need to configure them. No 2 businesses are the same. We may have a lot of similarities, but we're different. And we need to be able to adapt to those differentiations very easy. The ongoing maintenance of the platform. Again, who's maintaining this? Do we have to hire multiple administrators just to manage the CRM? Well, with low code, we can offload some of that to subject matter experts and business analysts. And finally, the ability to create custom integrations very easily without utilizing traditional IT development methods really will help organizations recognize a faster time to value with their platform, and future-proof it as well, right? Because things are going to change. If there's one thing that's constant, it's change. Excellent. So let's, I know we're running low on time, but let's open it up for a few questions. What do you say, Sebastian?
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, let me see if I can just pull up our chat here. Okay, so first question I'll send over your way, Sebastian. In your opinion, where do people start with digital transformation in the insurance industry?
Yes, the first place to start is, before you actually tackle any initiatives, you need to create the plan, because the digital transformation is rarely, it's a project that will take some time on the change management piece as well, not only on the technology piece. The first place where it starts, normally it's on the front end. So it's your customer facing application that needs to be transformed in a digital way. Because we can always work with the back-end systems to make some magic, so at least we can better serve their customer. So what we're getting from customer is, and that's the orientation where we're doing the strategic planning, and say, let's start with what's customer facing. So, and once they're there, and once the digital transformation is achieved, we can go and from the front to the back in order to complete the digital transformation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great suggestion. And I mean, we look at that again. You said year over year, meeting consumer expectations can be the last true differentiator for your organization. So that just makes sense that we would start with those customer-facing applications. Next question is, and I'll take this one, Sebastian, is how fast can a non-developer build a working prototype and then a minimal viable product with low-code technology? And that's kind of a loaded question because we look at it in terms of complexity, but what a low-code platform does is it brings that down to a level where we can rapidly develop applications and processes. So what used to take months to develop can now take weeks, days, even hours to complete. So being able to just visually design an application utilizing low-code technology will help speed that process up. So it really all depends on what we're building and what we're trying to accomplish. But again, what used to take months now takes weeks or days to complete, allowing you to deliver those applications out to the market quicker and faster. So perfect. So another question I'll take real quick because this is a simple one, and I'm a simple guy, you know that, Sebastian. Is there a way to get a free trial? Absolutely. So within the Creatio platform, you can come out to creatio.com and there'll be a link for a free trial. It's a 2-week trial. You can get in and see low code in action for yourself. And we also have our Studio Free product, which will enable you to get experience building processes, collaborating with teams, and then documenting those processes utilizing our freemium version of Studio. Excellent. So next question I'll pose to you, Sebastian, is how much time does it take to implement and set up Creatio low-code solutions?
So it's a cloud platform. So the beauty is very rapid deployment. So once you purchase your license, you have instant access to the platform. In terms of implementation, we're always saying digital transformation is a roadmap. So it's a crawl, walk, run approach. So the first phase, normally we try to have something in number of months. Is it 2, 3, 4, 5 maximum? But we try to go into that types of time frame. So fastest would be 2, 3 months, longest 5, 6, but that's the range where we try to be, because the beauty is we're seeing it in a return on investment ways. You can recuperate your investment very rapidly, because as we're coming into some businesses, we see what we call the low-hanging fruit, where this is something very simple to implement, something that with few customization we know we can tackle and the requirement. So we'll try to do, like I said, a couple months, 2, 3 deployment in a version 1, and from there we'll continue and with the roadmap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes perfect sense, and that's what we're seeing as well. How do we help organizations recognize the faster time to value and recognize a better total cost of ownership of the platform? Perfect. And the next one I'm going to shoot your way as well, Sebastian. What are the best use cases of hyper-personalization in banks?
So I love this one. So there's 2. So I know what the best, but I will cheat and give you 2 answers because I'm not too sure which one is most important. So the first, supporting the sales team. So hyper-personalization in terms of the digital interaction and the digital engagement that your prospect and future customer has, to hyper-personalize the relationship for the rep is very, very important. We're seeing the sales department on the corporate banking side, on the financial advisor side, going 100% be more efficient. So that's why I say this one is very important. The other one is very important there, hyper-personalization, is what I showed, is on the case resolution self-serve, where when your customer engage with you in a way where they are in a situation where they need help from your business, you need to be hyper-personalized. And during all resolution, because even if when you have a problem, right, when the customer has a problem with his bank or his supplier in general, if he feels that he was taken care of, it could be positive. it could be positive. Say, wow, I had a problem. My experience was incredible. I like those guys because I understand problem happen all the time. While if you're not having this hyper personalization, it can leave a sour throat where they say, I may lose to, I may check to change my provider because I'm not super happy about them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we're seeing that in the telecommunication as well industry, where this hyper personalization in terms of responsiveness to engage with your customer that is in a situation that's not ideal, let's say, or in a problematic situation is very, very important. And it has a positive impact when you do hyper personalization on case management, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why both are very important.
Yeah, those are two very, very good points, Sebastian. And I was reading in a recent, survey that, I think there was a survey. It was of thousands of customers where 86% of the polled audience said that they would switch providers or vendors after a single bad experience. So that's why this hyper-personalized approach is very important. It only takes that one bad experience to drive people to your competitors. And we know, as we mentioned earlier in the presentation, competition is just growing, and it's the people that are going to be, ahead of the curve and ahead of the game are the ones that are providing that hyper-personalized experience. That's what we're demanding as consumers now. It's in every aspect of our life.
Absolutely, and in the banking and finances, what's the first 3 months of your relationship are so important. So if you onboard your customer very well, and if there's anything that happened in the first 3 months, you need to be hyper personalized and responsiveness and be super relevant. If it happens within 5 years and they never had a problem within 5 years, it's also very important, but have less impact. So especially the first 3 months, it reduces the churn by almost 40%. When you tackle them in the first and you do proper onboarding of your services. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and banks are a great example of this. I mean, if you think about it, a decade or so ago, when you sought service within a bank, you were asked what's your account number. Now they looked at you as an account number. Now, it's good morning or good afternoon, Mr. Hale or Mr. Forget. So that's a great example of providing that hyper personalized experience as well. Well, with 3 minutes left, I think that that doesn't leave a lot of time for the next question. I'd hate to get tied up, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to just give a couple of plugs here before I say thank you to my dear friend Sebastian here. I wanted to let you know that we have great digital events. We've done a series of these, especially through the pandemic. This has been our way to communicate and stay engaged with our customers. So we have our YouTube channel. We'd ask you to go out and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got a lot of great content out there. You'll see Sebastian's face quite a bit there, I'm sure. And also, we have our low-code talks with Creatio that are great information on low-code and digital transformation. You can listen in and get some thought leadership, from industry experts. So you can either scan the QR code that you see here in the bottom of the presentation, or connect on any of the channels that you see here at the bottom of the slide as well. So again, we just want to remain engaged and keep sharing ideas. This is what Sebastian and I enjoy most.
Absolutely.
All right, so that brings us to the top of the hour, guys. Again, we'd like to thank you for joining. We hope that you got some valuable insight into some of the technologies that's going to be bringing us into 2021 and beyond. So thank you very much to Sebastian Forget from Solution.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Enjoy your day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.